It's almost here, college football fans. Just a couple of more days until the college football season kicks off Thursday night at LaVell Edwards Stadium. BYU hosting Washington State. Big game to start off the year for both teams, particularly for the Cougars at home. Jason, what are your thoughts heading into the season opener?
Well, it's finally here, and you get to see two teams that have a lot to prove. Mike Leach doesn't lose season openers. Bronco Mendenhall doesn't lose season openers. And you've got a couple of programs that really want to get off to the right start. It's really important for BYU. More pressures on BYU just as far as more is at stake this particular season. Senior quarterback, a defense that's expected a lot of. Mike Leach is trying to reform a whole program that's gone 9-40 over the past 40 years. But I think what you want to see out of BYU is how is Riley Nelson going to respond to being the guy. I think we've all got a pretty good idea he's going to be pretty good, but just how good at this point. And then I'm curious to see how they tackle. You wrote about it earlier. They have not hit a lot in camp. How are they going to handle that? And who are we going to see kind of step up and be the playmakers? Can they get off to a good start?
Well, and I'm really interested in that strength-on-strength type of battle because Mike Leach is known for his offense. The air raid offense puts up a lot of, they gain a lot of yards, put a lot of points on the board. But BYU's defense has a lot of returning players, a lot of skilled guys, particularly guys that have made plays in Kyle Van Noy and Preston Hadley and Brandon Ogletree and some of the guys on the D-line. So there's kind of a strength-on-strength battle. What are you going to be looking at Thursday night when this game rolls around? What do you think is going to be the key to this contest?
Well, I want to see offensive line. We saw the depth chart today. I believe there's 3 positions that are listed as or, so they could rotate some guys, especially at center, and we've talked about it off the camera that's different. Mark Weber's insisted, he told me last Tuesday, it's possible. We'll see how long and how much that happens against Washington State. Curious to see the linebacker core, see how those guys play. How does the secondary go? I'm curious to see Jordan Johnson, the sophomore. Is he really a cover corner like he insists he is, because Washington State's got some guys that they're going to want to throw to, and can he lock down a guy? The other position, Jared, I'm really curious to see, because we don't get to watch practice anymore, is the kicker. How is Justin Sorensen going to be, or what are the options around him moving forward? Because we all know to BYU just how big and important September is with the teams these guys play.
I'm looking at 2 things myself, Jason. I'm looking at the running back position as one thing. They're expecting a lot from Michael Alisa. They've got other guys can do it. I think this team will be more effective if they can get Alisa to be that featured guy and use other running backs in specialty. Other guys in specialty situations. If he can catch the ball out of the backfield, run the ball successfully against the Washington State didn't have the greatest defense last year. Got a lot of guys back, but maybe some opportunities there. I'm also looking at the pass rush. If they can get in the backfield on Washington State, force them to throw faster than they want to, not be able to go as deep with some of those routes, I think BYU will be really successful in the game coming up. And so, to me, those are the 2 biggest keys.
Yeah, we're going to be watching Riley Nelson a lot, though. He said it afterward. He did a really nice, long press conference with us here in the blazing heat, and I thought what he said was really interesting was that he feels like he's a lot better at reading coverages this year, especially coming pre-snap. So he's talked about his arm development, his better footwork. Where does it show on Thursdays or Saturdays? Because he knows as much as anybody that's where it counts. He can talk about it, do it all he wants in practice. He has to do it on game day, and I think he's got the right mentality to get off to a good start.
All right, Cougar football fans. Thursday, you can get all of the information you need in the Daily Herald. We'll have depth charts and opinions and articles and previews. And then, of course, Thursday night, 8:15, LaVell Edwards Stadium, BYU, Washington State. Should be a great time.
It's not in the afternoon anymore.